It happens in millions of households every single day. You return from the pet store triumphant. You have just spent $30 on an ergonomically designed, indestructible, organically dyed chew toy. You present it to your dog. You expect immediate joy. You expect gratitude. Instead, nothing. They give your expensive gift a single dismissive sniff. They completely ignore it. They trot away into your bedroom, and moments later they emerge, head held high, proudly parading your sweatiest, most foul-smelling gym sock from their jaws. Why do they do it? Why do our canine companions consistently reject toys engineered specifically for their entertainment in favor of our most unwashed, heavily soiled laundry? It defies logic. It feels like a deliberate insult. You leave for work, and you come home to find your favorite pair of underwear shredded across the living room rug. The natural human reaction is immediate. We feel targeted. We assume the dog is mad at us. We think they are exacting revenge. Most people assume the dog is simply acting out. We project our own petty human emotions onto them. We tell ourselves the dog is being spiteful, mischievous, or intentionally destructive because we dared to leave them alone. We think it is rebellion. But behavioral neuroscience tells a completely different story. Your dog is not trying to punish you. They are not plotting against your wardrobe. Assigning human moral motivations to canine behavior is fundamentally flawed. In fact, punishing them for this is one of the most damaging things you can do to the human-animal bond. The truth behind the laundry thief is far more profound. It is rooted deep in the neurobiology of scent blending and self-soothing. Your dog is not trying to make you angry. They are desperately trying to feel close to you. Your high sweat areas hold the highest concentration of your unique biological pheromones. To a dog, chewing on those heavily scented items releases a cascading flood of endorphins. It is essentially an anti-anxiety pacifier, because this isn't just psychology, it's chemistry. To truly understand why your dog steals your dirty socks, we must abandon our human perception of the world. Humans are visual creatures. We navigate our environment through sight. Dogs do not. Dogs are macrosmatic. Their primary lens for experiencing the universe is olfactory. They don't just smell the world, they read it. A human possesses approximately 5 to 6 million olfactory receptors. A dog? Up to 300 million. The portion of their brain dedicated to analyzing smells is 40 times larger than ours. When a dog breathes in, a fold of tissue inside their nostril actually separates the air. One pathway is for breathing, the other is dedicated exclusively to smelling. The air flows into a specialized, complex labyrinth of bony structures called turbinates. These structures capture scent molecules with terrifying precision. A dog's sense of smell is up to 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. If you can smell a teaspoon of sugar in your coffee, a dog can detect a teaspoon of sugar in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. But the standard nose is just the beginning. Dogs possess a secondary olfactory system that humans largely lack, the vomeronasal organ, also known as Jacobson's organ, located in the bottom of the nasal passage just above the roof of their mouth. This organ serves one highly specific, highly emotional purpose. It detects pheromones. Pheromones are chemical signals that convey information about stress, identity, and emotional state. And this organ bypasses the standard olfactory cortex. It wires directly into the dog's amygdala, the emotional center of the brain. When your dog roots through your laundry basket and pulls out a sweaty gym sock, they are not just smelling sweat, they are reading a multidimensional chemical diary of your entire day. Through the vomeronasal organ, They can detect your stress hormones, your adrenaline, your unique biological signature. To a human, a smelly sock is repulsive trash. To a dog's hypersensitive brain, it is an olfactory masterpiece. It is a concentrated bouillon cube of you. But why the socks? Why the underwear? Why not a clean sweater? The answer lies in human dermatology. Humans have two primary types of sweat glands. The first are eccrine glands. These are found all over the body, secreting water and salt to cool us down, but they are heavily concentrated on the soles of our feet. Because our feet are trapped inside dark, moist shoes all day, the sweat cannot evaporate. It breaks down dead skin cells and breeds harmless skin flora. This combination creates a dense, highly distinct odor. It is a biological tracker beacon. But the eccrine glands are only half the story. The true mother lode for the canine nose comes from our apocrine glands. These are concentrated in areas abundant in hair follicles, specifically the armpits and the groin. Unlike eccrine glands, apocrine glands secrete a thicker fluid rich in proteins, lipids, and pheromones. This sweat is triggered by emotional stress, anxiety, and excitement. When you have a hard day at work, your apocrine glands literally excrete a chemical signature of your stress into your underwear. Your dog doesn't just smell your scent. They smell your feelings. This is why the $30 toy fails. When your dog steals these specific items, they are seeking out the absolute highest concentration of your biological secretions. A freshly washed plush toy smells like a factory. It smells like synthetic fibers and the sterile inside of a pet store. A dirty sock smells inextricably and overwhelmingly like their favorite human being on earth. But understanding what they are smelling only leads us to the deeper question: why do they want it? To understand the psychology of the laundry thief, we have to look back, far back, to the dog's ancestor, the grey wolf. In wild canid populations, scent is everything. It is communication. It is pack cohesion. It is survival. Wolves engage in a bizarre ancestral behavior known as scent rolling. When a wild wolf encounters a highly pungent odor, like a carcass or foreign droppings, they will drop their shoulder and enthusiastically roll in it. They coat their bodies in the scent. Ethologists believe this rolling serves a profound purpose. It is a form of scent blending. By covering themselves in a foreign odor, or by rubbing their own scent onto a highly valued resource, wild canids create a communal olfactory identity. They are claiming it. When your domestic dog takes your worn sock, drags it to their bed, and coats it in their saliva, they are engaging in a modern version of this ancient ritual. They are mixing their biological signature with your biological signature. They are building a pack. The emotional weight of this bonding isn't just a theory. It is backed by hard, irrefutable neuroscience. Dr. Gregory Burns, a renowned neuroscientist at Emory University, conducted groundbreaking research. He used functional MRI machines to scan the brains of awake, unrestrained dogs. His team presented the dogs with various scents: unfamiliar dogs, familiar dogs, strangers, and finally a swab of their specific owner's sweat. The results completely shattered our understanding of the human-canine bond. When the dogs were exposed to the scent of their owner, a highly specific region of their brain lit up like a fireworks display: the caudate nucleus. This is the brain's massive reward system. It is the exact same area that activates in human brains when we look at photos of people we passionately love. The owner's scent activated this love center more powerfully than any other scent, including the scent of other dogs. Dogs do not just tolerate us for food. They experience genuine, neurologically measurable love. Therefore, when your dog steals your dirty sock, they are literally giving themselves a biological hit of dopamine and oxytocin. Holding an object that heavily bears your scent physically alters their brain chemistry. It produces feelings of intense joy, comfort, and reward. But there is a secondary, deeply therapeutic reason they do this. It isn't just about joy. It is about survival in a stressful world. They are using your clothes to self-soothe. Dogs interact with their environment primarily through their mouths. As they mature, chewing takes on a profound psychological role. The physical act of gnawing stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. The rhythmic motion of the jaw triggers the release of natural endorphins. It promotes serotonin. Combine the neurological love reward of your scent with the endorphin-releasing physical act of chewing, and you have created the ultimate anti-anxiety pacifier. This is exactly why laundry theft skyrockets when you are not home, or when you are glued to your laptop, ignoring them. If a dog experiences mild isolation distress, their cortisol levels rise. They feel internal panic. To combat this stress, they seek out a coping mechanism. They find the item that smells most powerfully of their attachment figure, you. The scent makes them feel safe. The chewing physically relaxes their nervous system. They are using your sock as a psychological lifeboat to survive your absence. But what about when you are home? What about the parade? Many dogs will steal an item right in front of you. They hold the sock high, they wriggle their bodies, they deliberately trot past you, ensuring you see exactly what they have stolen. To understand this paradox, we must look at operant conditioning, specifically the models designed by behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner. Dogs are brilliant, socially driven manipulators. They learn through trial and error. If you are scrolling on your phone, your dog feels ignored. They know that bringing you a standard squeaky toy might get ignored, but they have learned exactly what happens when they pick up your dirty underwear. Suddenly, the phone drops. You stand up. You make direct eye contact. You shout, "Drop it," and chase them around the coffee table. To a bored dog, this is positive reinforcement. They wanted your attention, and they got it. It doesn't matter that you are angry. To them, angry attention is infinitely better than being ignored. You have been trained. And this is where the behavior turns dangerous. The way a human reacts to the laundry thief can severely, permanently damage the dog's psychology. If your dog steals a sock to self-soothe, and you respond by screaming, cornering them, and violently prying their jaws open, a dark psychological seed is planted. The dog learns that humans are unpredictable and violent when it comes to high-value items. The sock is already valuable because it smells like you. By forcefully taking it, you create resource guarding. Resource guarding is a deeply ingrained survival instinct. The dog begins to use defensive behaviors, stiffening, growling, snapping, to protect the item. What started as an innocent attempt to feel close to you escalates into aggression. The dog thinks, "I love this sock, but every time I have it, my human attacks me. I must defend it." Or worse, to avoid the confrontation entirely, the dog panics, and they swallow the evidence whole. Which brings us to the medical nightmare. The psychology behind laundry thievery is beautiful. It is rooted in love. But the physical reality is incredibly dangerous. Veterinary clinics across the globe treat thousands of dogs every single year for gastrointestinal obstructions. Dogs' teeth are designed for shearing meat. They are not designed for grinding up synthetic fabrics, elastic bands, or cotton blends. When a dog swallows a sock, it enters the digestive tract completely intact. It does not dissolve in stomach acid. As the stomach attempts to pass the fabric into the small intestine, it becomes lodged. This creates a life-threatening mechanical blockage. But the absolute worst-case scenario is the linear foreign body. If a dog shreds underwear and swallows a long elastic band, one end anchors in the stomach. The rest trails into the intestines. As the intestines contract, they climb up the elastic band like a drawstring on a pair of sweatpants. The intestines plicate. They bunch up. The elastic slowly saws through the intestinal wall, leading to rapid, fatal sepsis. This is why this behavior must be managed. A behavioral quirk can become a surgical emergency overnight. Signs of an obstruction are severe. Repeated vomiting, especially an inability to keep water down. Sudden lethargy, a hunched posture indicating abdominal pain. Treating this requires an exploratory laparotomy, emergency abdominal surgery. It is physically traumatic for your dog and financially devastating for you. We must approach the behavior with empathy, but manage it with absolute vigilance. So how do we stop it? First, we manage the environment. It sounds overly simplistic, but it is the cornerstone of all canine behavioral modification. If they cannot access the behavior, they cannot practice it. Get rid of open baskets. Buy heavy, securely lidded hampers. Keep bedroom doors closed. Do not leave sweaty gym clothes on the floor. By removing the opportunity, you immediately eliminate the surgical risk. But management alone isn't enough. We have to address the psychological need. If management fails and your dog gets a sock, your reaction in that exact moment dictates their future behavior. Do not chase, do not yell. Instead, teach the trade-up game. The psychological principle is simple. You are telling the dog, I am not stealing your prize. I am offering you something vastly superior. When you see the sock, stay calm, speak happily, go to the kitchen and get an irresistibly high-value reward. Boiled chicken, cheese. Put it directly in front of their nose. A dog cannot chew a piece of chicken and hold a sock simultaneously. The biological drive for the high-value food forces them to drop the laundry. The instant they drop it, mark the behavior. Say yes. Let them eat the chicken and calmly remove the sock. You are changing their emotional response. Instead of fear, the dog learns, when humans approach me with a sock, it means chicken is coming. Over time, they will literally bring you your stolen socks, voluntarily dropping them to get the trade. But taking the laundry away leaves their psychological need unmet. They still crave your scent. They still need to self-soothe. We must provide approved alternatives. You can bridge the gap by creating a scent-imprinted toy. Take a durable rubber Kong or heavy-duty nylon bone. Keep it inside your dirty laundry hamper for 2 days. Rub it thoroughly on your hands and feet. You are transferring your eccrine and apocrine pheromones. You are turning sterile rubber into a personalized comfort object. However, we must make a vital medical distinction. Is your dog just bored? Or are they suffering from clinical separation anxiety? If the theft only happens when the laundry is left out and the dog is otherwise relaxed, it is simply opportunistic boredom. They need more exercise and mental enrichment. But what happens when the behavior changes? What if the stealing becomes frantic? What if they specifically target your clothes only when you leave, tearing them apart in a state of absolute terror? Separation anxiety is a severe canine panic disorder. Dogs with this condition experience genuine terror when separated from their attachment figure. If laundry destruction is accompanied by continuous howling, excessive pacing, or eliminating in the house, the dog is not misbehaving. They are having a panic attack. They are shredding your clothes out of sheer desperation, trying to ground themselves with your scent. In these cases, basic training will never work. You are dealing with a chemical imbalance. If you suspect true separation anxiety, you must consult a veterinary behaviorist. Treatment requires complex, systematic desensitization. It often requires prescription anti-anxiety medications, like fluoxetine or trazodone, prescribed by your vet. These medications balance the dog's brain chemistry so they can actually learn to be alone without spiraling into a panic. Do not punish a panic attack. Treat the underlying psychological trauma. Protect their mind just as you protect their body. The next time you walk into your living room and find your dog gleefully parading your dirtiest gym sock, take a breath. Suppress the human urge to view it as an insult. Look at it through the lens of canine ethology. Your dog is a macrosmatic creature, interpreting the universe through an intricate, vastly superior olfactory system. To them, that dirty sock is not trash. It is a canvas painted with your biological fingerprint. It holds your emotions, your stress, and your unique identity. By taking that item, they are seeking to blend their scent with yours. They are engaging in an ancient evolutionary drive to feel connected to the pack. Yes, the behavior must be managed to prevent surgical emergencies. We must use lidded hampers and teach the trade-up game. But fundamentally, we must reframe the narrative of the laundry thief. They are not bad dogs acting out of spite. They are fiercely loyal companions. The behavior is a complement of the highest order, written in the language of chemistry. It is the ultimate proof that to your dog, there is no scent in the world more comforting, more valuable, and more intoxicating than the scent of you. What is the strangest item your dog has ever stolen to self-soothe? Tell us in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe, because in our next video, we are breaking down why your dog dramatically kicks the grass after they go to the bathroom. The evolutionary science behind that specific behavior is even stranger than you'd expect. Stay curious.